God is transforming the world for peace, happiness, and prosperity for all. Return land back to the natives. Stop the killings and war. The Ten Commandments is your key to the new world. Establish new nations according to God's given language and ancestral lands. These are God's directives. Obey God and be blessed. Disobey God and see His wrath. God is in control. A new world, it's here. Be part of it. A beautiful evening. Today is Thursday, the 10th day of July. This is News Hour on the Natural World Restoration News. My name is Chinonso Ndebisi. You're welcome. God is restructuring the world. In 2024, the book Natural World Restoration was introduced to the world. This was to inform all citizens God's intention to create a new world. The news that God issued 18 directives was communicated to the world in April 2025. This was to reveal God's plan for humanity. We are revisiting the directives to educate world leaders and citizens at this difficult time when conflict and wars between nations are on the increase. Here are some of the directives. The part A, number one, quick notice. God has ordered all nations and individuals who occupy native land to vacate the land between May and July 2025 to enable the natives who are the real owners to enjoy what He gave to their ancestors. God has stated that no group of people has the right to take native land or the land that God did not give their ancestors or control the people and the mineral resources of the land. Number two, dual blessings. God has granted dual blessings to those whose ancestors were taken away from their native land to foreign lands through slavery. They are now owners or part owners where they are natives of the land they settled in. They also have the indigenous citizenship of the land where their ancestors were forcefully removed. Number three, eradication of poverty. Cash payment of 50% of proceeds from mineral resources sales be distributed to households in equal proportion every month to eradicate poverty beginning from July 2025. Number four, natural forces against warring nations. God's wrath shall descend on warring nations and the whoremongers. God has declared forces of nature against those who hate peace. Nations having and maintaining military base in all the geographical spaces in the world must remove them immediately. All weapons of destruction must be destroyed. Weapons of destruction in any form against humanity are hereby forbidden from manufacture, sales, or use. Number five, religion. God spoke about religion, and He said He did not create religion for humanity. No one should kill another on account of religion. It's against the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Number six, abolition of monarchy and political parties. God has announced the abolition of monarchy and political parties effective June 2027. Part B, creation of new nations. New nations are to be established according to their God given language and land effective June 2025 and ending the process by May 2027. Number eight, Nigeria election in 2027. God indicated that there will be no election in Nigeria in 2027, as this is the time He expects new nations to have been fully established. Nine, Nigeria selected as pilot nation. He selected Nigeria as a pilot nation, a nation that should be the mirror for the world in the implementation of the Natural World Project. Number 10, God's appointment and directives to Nigeria. Some individuals have been appointed to carry out His work. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Chief Executive for Nigeria. Professor Adebanji Akintoye, leader and father of the Yoruba people. Chief Sunday Adeyemo, Akuku and leader of the Yoruba people. Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the Biafran people. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, leading 10 world leaders to establish the New World Trade without tariff in Ethiopia, and also the mother of Igbo people, Dr. Arika Kwa, leading 10 African leaders to reshape African, dismantle all artificial boundaries. God's directive to Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu should be released immediately and unconditionally. Here. So please note also that you can read the full version of God's directive from the link provided under this video. The Natural World Restoration book can also be downloaded free from the link below. It's important. Let us all join hands together to fulfill God's promise to humanity. Please like, share this video with your family and friends. Thank you. Meanwhile, we will be also going to a discussion segment, and here I welcome you all to the analysis segment. It's important for you to know this analysis segment.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. So, the quick notice given to those who took over other people's land has both political and economic impacts for the invaders and the natives. The invaders, such as the Europeans, the Arabs, the Chinese, and others, can no longer take control of land in America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Nigeria, and other nations. So these invaders will lose politically and economically. But since they had the land that God gave to their ancestors in the first place, they should go there and continue their governments. The natives, on the other hand, they can begin their own self-determination. Politically, they will no longer live as second-class citizens in their own native countries. They can direct their political issues as sovereign nations and then join the Committee of Nations. The social impact has immense benefits to the natives in the sense that they can bring back their language and then their cultures can be rejuvenated, since most of their cultures are already being suppressed right now. And economically, they can now enjoy fully the harvest, or would I say the profits from their mineral resources in their land. We can use Burkina Faso as an example due to the land reformation policy going on there. Right now, as a foreigner, you cannot own land outrightly in Burkina Faso. The highest you can do is to lease a piece of land for a maximum of 10 years in Burkina Faso. And then the government is now giving lands to the farmers and certain other people in order for them to boost their economy from within. And now the solution for this is that these affected nations, such as America, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, Canada, Nigeria, and the rest, should call the natives that are the real owners of the land and hand over their land to them. They should control their land and resources. So the natives should be in total control of their lands and their resources. And God is not against those that want to settle in these lands, but they should not tamper in the land and mineral resources. They should just go there as hosts and live. They should just go there as visitors, sorry, and live in peace and harmony with the hosts. Those who are still interested in taking native land must stop their ambitions on their actions, or else God's wrath will descend on those who disobey Him. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll go back to my second co-host in the person of Mr. David. So we know about the God's directive, and one of the promises is dual blessings. So what do you have to say about this? Thank you, David.
Yeah, good evening. I hope you had a lovely day. Yeah, the dual blessings for this is those whose ancestors were moved away from their native land. The dual blessings are remarkable. This means socially, the people and their generation unborn, they have been blessed by God with a dual citizenship and ownership of the land where they currently live. These have immense political, economical, and social impact. Like, for example, now, the Yoruba people, they have their extended families in Benin Republic, Togo, Brazil, US, Cuba, and many parts of the world. So I believe the dual blessings is so massive and it's so good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. On that note, We also know very well about the eradication of poverty as one of the directives that God has given to us. Now, we are aware that eradication of poverty has both economic and social impact because once people have money, they are empowered to live a happy life and have the resources to set up small scale businesses, which bring employment to the doorstep of families. Now, God does not create poverty, we are aware. It is the system and the policies of government that creates the situation where people are rich while many are poor. Now, it is important also to note that this is to show that God has economic or economically empowered the people by giving them land with mineral resources. This is a clarion call to all world leaders to distribute the entitlement of the citizens as God has planned it. The leaders should not create poverty with their policies. And the part B, why I read. We are aware that there is a creation of a new nations as one of the directives. So we're returning back to you, Hebron. Please, could you tell us more about this? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. For the creation of new nations, God certainly has his reasons by directing that nations must be formed according to their God-given languages. This is to bring peace, happiness, and prosperity naturally. And these are the core values of life. Those who bring together nations of different languages, cultures, and beliefs, this to cause chaos, anarchy, deprive the people concerned of the core values of life. I also think another reason for that is for their own personal gains, like in the example of Nigeria and the British people. So in such nations, there's usually a lack of development, and God has directed that effective from June 2025, which is past month, the heterogeneous status must be dismantled, and new nations should emerge for self-determination. This will impact the different nations politically, economically, and socially. So we're saying that the heterogeneous nations should be dismantled and then the homogeneous nations should now be formed. The solution to this is that world leaders should obey God's directive. Let peace reign in the world. Many European heterogeneous countries have successfully implemented this directive of God without being called upon to do so. Some examples are Portugal, Italy, and Greece, among others. These countries are formed nations according to their languages and land given to their ancestors. Where there is a new union, they all respect their language and cultures. And then God does not forbid that nations should be created out of a union, but that before this union is formed, each nation that is part of this union must first be an independent nation. This is to bring peace, happiness, and prosperity to all nations. So that's all I can say about the creation of new nations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We had a bit of network issue that made me not to really get clearly. Thank you so much, Bill. I got what you're saying. So we are also aware that God selected Nigeria as a pilot nation and their appointment made. So returning back to you, Mr. David, please tell us more about this. Thank you.
Why did God select Nigeria as a pilot nation? Maybe to correct the political, economic, and social imbalance among nations that have been pulled together by Britain, and for those nations to witness God's core value of peace, happiness, and prosperity, which are presently lacking. God want the world to learn from Nigeria because, being a pilot nation, God's perfection would be exhibited. God's appointment. In Nigeria alone, God appointed 5 people out of 6 appointees. Only one appointee, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has double appointment. She is the mother of Igbo people. It means she must not allow the Igbo people to suffer under her watch. Professor Adebanji Akintoye is appointed the father of the Yoruba people and a leader. This shows that the Yoruba people must not suffer under his watch. To fill the cups of Nigeria to the brim, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is appointed the chief executive to transform Nigeria as God directed, to be the envy of the world. God appointed 2 women for international positions. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, to set up a world trade order where no tariff is charged. God care for world well-being. Dr. Arikana Kouo is appointed to reshape Africa, to dismantle all boundaries created by the invaders and rearrange Africa the way it was before the arrival of foreigners. This signifies that Africa must be redeemed. This appointment have a political and economic and social impact, especially the improvement in the standard of living of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Now, we should also understand that if God wants to destroy the world, there is nothing anyone can do about it. So, leaders of nations or leaders of the world and those who feel that the world belongs to them should not throw caution to the wind. Only God owns the land and He has full authority over it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let us know what you think about God's directives. Please do not forget, like we said earlier, to download the book Natural World Restoration by Adebola Adekita and God's Directives using the link below this video. The book is in 3 languages: Yoruba, English, and French. Thank you for watching this video. Please like it and share it with your friends and family. And see you on our next video. And please do not also forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Thank you.